ask you a question, all right?
Yeah.
Where do you think White Plains was bought from the Native Americans? Where did they buy White Plains from the Native Americans? Where is that location?
Where's that location?
Where's the location where they bought White Plains from the Native Americans?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
Take a guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about Native Americans. I don't know anything about geography.
Now I want you to take a guess. Which was the first street in White Plains?
Main Street.
Why?
Because it's the main street in White Plains, boy.
November 1683 in Westchester County, New York, a group of men purchased 4,435 acres of land from Native Americans. This land was known as the White Marshes because of the fog that hovered over the swamplands near it. This painting by John Roche depicts the transaction that went on that day. The purchase of this land led to the birth of a village known as White Plains. None of these people had any idea that White Plains would grow from a village into a city.
It's the Westchester Mall.
Wait.
The Westchester Mall, that spot right underneath the Westchester Mall, that is where they bought White Plains became White Plains.
Wait, that's where you're saying that the small Westchester Mall, that small area, that's where like the beginning of White Plains, or
Then there was a rock.
The location where White Plains was bought from the Native Americans is now underneath the Westchester Mall. There used to be a statue located in the mall signifying that the spot where the mall was built on is where White Plains was purchased from the Native Americans. Today, that statue is no longer there. There is no statue, there's no plaque. In 1890, it was a small village. 20 years later, its population quadrupled, and in 1916, it became a city. Today, at first glance, White Plains looks extremely new, with skyscrapers and plazas and everything that a new city has. In the 1960s, White Plains went through a period of urban renewal, which destroyed a lot of historic buildings and houses. Only a few remain today, and they are very well hidden. Our first stop is the home of Daniel Hatfield. Daniel Hatfield was a soldier during the Revolutionary War who fought alongside George Washington during the Battle of White Plains. Today, his beautiful house is a deli. Unfortunately, sometime in the 70s, they added a storefront to the house, which completely changed the way it looks.
All right, do you know the Pueblo Deli, right? Pueblo Corner Deli.
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, so do you know the house that is attached to it?
Mm-hmm.
So take a guess how old that house is.
My guess is anywhere from 1900s to 1912, around there.
Well, what if I told you that house was built in 1786?
Holy crap, yeah. That shit's old as hell.
Okay.
If it wasn't for a small plaque on the outside of the deli, you would not tell that this house was built before George Washington became president. Daniel Hatfield is buried at the Presbyterian Church in White Plains. A lot of the people buried at this cemetery died before the United States became a country. Many of the headstones are faded or have fallen. The church is located on North Broadway. Back in the 1700s, Broadway was the village street. Within the last 100 years, the population of White Plains has skyrocketed. This city has grown faster than most. It went from a small village to a bustling metropolis. Remnants of the old White Plains are still visible, in Main Street. The bar building was the first skyscraper built in White Plains. It was constructed in 1926 and was the tallest building between New York and Albany. Today, the bar building is completely dwarfed by the Ritz-Carlton. Whether it was 10 years ago or 100 years ago, there is history everywhere.
I'm from White Plains, you know the name, you know the name. I'm from White Plains, you know the name, you know the name. I'm from White Plains, you know the name, you know the name. I got the Phillies with the fat sack of the boom black. I beg your pardon, excuse me, about to be starting with something freaky. I get very freaky, speak the key of the beat. Pretty tricky, do you know every time I drop the funky typical rhymes makes me wonder how you get yours, but I get mine. Can I kick it one time? You know all the flavors, knew that I was coming through with the rude behavior. Slay if you activate, too quick was gassing him at the maximum high velocity. I target him down. Whispers from the uptown kid, strictly underground flavors. Insane, I'm from White Plains, you know the name. I'm from White Plains, you know the name, you know the name. I'm from White Plains, you know the name, you know the name. I'm from White Plains, you know the name, you know the name.
Every location has a story. Something as simple as steps to an apartment building. 60 years ago, friends were having a conversation. Or it could be something as mundane as a ramp leading to a parking garage, where former President Gerald Ford went through on his limousine as he was waving to the people of White Plains.